my thoughts go to the people of Tshwane. People of Tshwane has been at it for the longest of time, and unjustifiably so. People of Mabopane, Soshanguve, Hammanskraal, believe it or not, they're still struggling with water. Year in, year out, one administration after the other making bold promises. Everybody who steps into office, they make bold promises that they will fix their water issues. At some point, it was 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, it was a complication, a technical complication, while they've been suffering quite. And I mean, this is Hammanskraal. I mean, guys, come on. Hammanskraal, 36 people lost their lives. 36. We still don't know. But it can't be a coincidence. It can't be. 36 people lost their lives. Cholera related. But we were told that no, we can't link their deaths to anything. That on its own is a serious indictment. How can you not know what killed 36 people? And they still grapple with the same situation of water. Communities, as I said, including Mabopane, Soshanguve, and Hammanskraal, even to this day, they're still frustrated. They are still uncertain about when reliable service will resume because of the promises that have been made and the explanations that have been given over the years. So the supply has not been returned to normal. Many households are still experiencing inconsistent or low water pressure or just bad quality water. Lerato Motsa has been there to see it for herself, to interact with those that have been struggling with water for the longest of time. She's POWERNews reporter, and she joins us on the line. Lerato, how are you?
Afternoon, so I'm well. Afternoon as well to the Power FM listeners.
Yeah. How tough is it? I mean, how dire is the situation from at least what you've seen and on the basis of your interaction with those that are frustrated?
Well, Thabiso, a sad situation indeed. I am currently in Hammanskraal, Liboning section to be specific. But I really started off in Mabopane and Soshanguve in the morning. And when I got there, I'm told now, Thabiso, though, that the water has been fully restored in sections that were affected by supply challenges. Those would include your Mabopane Block B and X, as well as Soshanguve Block PP, Soshanguve Block GG and X. But when we were there in the morning, we had areas which include Block TT that still did not have water supply. And, even now, we still don't have an update as to has that actually been fully restored, except for the areas that I've actually mentioned. So we understand that, Thabiso, what had actually led to water supply challenges that side was as a result of maintenance work that had to be carried out by Rent Water at RTBS Hoek, which actually, Thabiso, led to downstream difficulties with the DD reservoir that actually supplies water to those areas that were affected. Now, moving on to where I am now, which is Hammanskraal in Liboning. The situation is still the same. Residents still do not have even a single drop of water. But where I was earlier on, I was at Unit D, and I did experience that water has been, fully restored at that site of Temba Unit D. But if you remember, there is actually an area that is closer to the Temba treatment works. So if I were to take you back, just to give you background in terms of what had actually led to water supply challenges in Hammanskraal, was the issue of a water treatment works, which is Temba, the local purification system that actually was forced to hold water supply because there was a recent contamination that was detected there. So, residents have not had water for almost 6 weeks now. Even the very same water that has not been clean for drinking, they still struggle to get a single drop from their taps. So as we speak now, only Unit D has water has been fully restored except for other areas, which include Liboneng.
Hygiene, sanitation, particularly with schools reopening, healthcare facilities, businesses, how are they affected?
Severely affected, Thabiso. Earlier on, I spoke to one of the business owners in the area. He owns a car wash in Unity. He's basically saying that he's been struggling to even put food on the table because if you remember, if there's no water, how else would you even, manage to wash your car? So that has been a challenge. He says that even the very same water tankers that were promised by the city have not been consistent. So that has actually been, a challenge for them, and saying that per day he actually spends about 500 rands to ensure that at least there's, a tanker that you would be able to buy and ensure that he has water for his business, because he also, operates and he owns a salon in the area. So it has been really difficult. Schools as well. Learners are also advised to bring their own water from home, meaning that families, especially those that can't afford, are now forced to even go as far as buying bottled water because water tankers are not consistent in this area.
Officials, have they been there to express sympathy, to express their understanding, to explain what the problem is and how long it would take to solve the problem, or are they nowhere to be seen?
There has been little clarity with regards to when will there be maybe a permanent solution that is sought for the area. What I can tell you, Thabiso, is that we also struggled to get hold of a number of ward councillors in the area until when the water was restored around 2 p.m. Today. That's when they started, sending messages to say they are available to speak to us and, clarify as to what's the situation, how long will the residents, continue experiencing these water supply challenges, especially given the fact that, if you remember, in June, the city had actually promised that residents will get clean drinkable water from the Machalis package plant by end of June. Clearly, that has not happened. And speaking to the residents, they even went as far as saying they want the Department of Water and Sanitation to intervene and rather declare Hammanskraal a state of disaster, because they now fear that what had actually happened in 2023 when there was a cholera outbreak, it's likely to repeat.
So what is the way forward, if any?
The way forward is for the residents want to see happening is for the ward councillors and authorities from the city of Tshwane to come on the ground and, somehow clarify in terms of what's likely to happen going forward. When are they likely to get clean drinkable water from their taps? They are saying, yes, the water might have been restored in Unity, but they still can't use it, Thabiso, for drinking. They would rather use it for house chores or for flushing their toilets. But they're saying they want an amicable solution now. A permanent solution needs to be sought.
Got you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Fantastic work as always.
Pleasure.
Thanks a lot, Lerato Motsa, our colleague from Power News, giving us a sense of what she saw today.